in this place tonight. The second you walk by, I hit you with sexy eyes. You look through me as if I wasn't right. Oh no, you didn't just walk on through. It's time.
Greetings all, and in the mortal words of Shadow of Palms, welcome to my vlog. Getting tired of saying welcome to the Dragon's Lair Workshop. It's getting old. So I'm borrowing your saying, Walter. Sorry about that. First off, I'm a day early. It's Sunday. I'm not going to go into all of it, but needless to say, Saturday's market was wild. We sold out, so we came home a day early. Which means I get an extra day to build today. It's going on about 3 o'clock. I've been home for about 5 hours. I've been even messing on the computer, getting some stuff done. But I think I'd get out here in the shop and get started. You remember last week I left you with having all the bricks cut, and I had my ring cut. Figure I'm going to get out here and get a few blocks glued on. I got to thinking about it, and what I was originally going to do was glue the blocks down and then tape them down to hold them into place. And then just come around, start the second layer and just glue right over the tape, and then when I was done, cut the extra tape off on the side so you didn't see it. Don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I might just glue it down, tape it down, let it dry, and then come back in an hour or two and glue another ring onto it and go out and do other things. That would probably be about the best way of doing it. But I don't know. But anyway, we're going to get started with some gluing. I'll fill you up with some updates as the week goes on and as I get a little further. So, okay, welcome to Monday, out in the shop. And as I told you last time, we're getting a day early on it. Figured I'd show you what I got done so far on the prop, or basically what I got done yesterday. Which is basically that. It looks like a ring. I still got one more stack of brick I need to put up here. I've got some bigger gaps up here. I'm not worried about the gaps this time. We'll get the gaps taken care of later down the road. Now gluing the foam, I'm using Gorilla Glue, which explains all of the slop here. And I'm also using 2 screws, basically just to hold the pieces into place while the glue is setting. I'm using weights on top of it as well to help hold it together. Today's project, and I gotta get these cut yet. I gotta get the third one cut, and I gotta get these 2 cut to size, are these pipes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 3 pipes across the opening. And I've actually got to, one, get them cut to size. I'm going to router out some of the foam here so they sit down in the foam. Once they're installed, then I'll put that last layer on it. We'll set it to dry, and once it's dry, I can come back through here. My next step will be to cut the, trim up the foam and clean it up. Clean up my gaps and stuff. So that's what we're going to be working on today, is I've got to get the piping and stuff cut. So I'm going to put the camera down. Let's get to work. Okay, quickie update. I wanted to show you what I've gotten done so far. I've been working on those pipes. And as you can see, I got them in. All 3 of them. Now what I ended up doing is I took my Dremel and I routed out a groove so these sit just slightly below the level of the foam. And when I attach my next row of foam onto it with the Gorilla Glue, it should swell in around the tops of these. Now, after I cut my grooves in, I put a little bit of water down, a little bit of Gorilla Glue, and these screws here don't actually hold it into place. They're just basically to hold them steady while the Gorilla Glue is drying, is all it is. And I did all of them that way. Now, I'm ready. I'm going to sit down and I got to start getting those on top to cap them. And once those are on, you won't even see this. All you'll see is this middle part here. Good morning, people. Welcome to Tuesday. Let's see. It is going on about 11 a.m. Just getting out in the shop. Wanted to kind of show you what I got done yesterday on here. I went and got assembly finished. And I'll back up about like that so you can kind of see it. And we got our notches grooved, cut in, pipes are securely glued in, so they're not going anywhere. Glued them in with Monster Glue, or Monster Glue, Gorilla Glue. Using it for the hunt should be called Monster Glue. Started yesterday on the outside, cleaning it up. That's one bad thing about the Gorilla Glue, is it likes to foam up around the edges, and as you can see on the inside, there's a lot of it on the inside too. But I started yesterday using a razor blade and a screwdriver, going through kind of cleaning off all the foam. Started at the bottom, I'm working my way up, and it's scarring up the foam, which is okay, which is kind of what I wanted because it gives it kind of an aged look. I'm going to be working today, trying to get the rest of the outside done. And then I got to get started on the inside. The inside, instead of using a razor blade on it, I think I'm going to use my Dremel and just knock off the worst stuff in there. It's the outside I want it a little bit more cleaner. But that's kind of what I'm going to be working on today, is getting that foam off. Okay, let's see, it's gone about 1 o'clock. Spent the last couple of hours working on the outside of my fire pit, I guess you call it. Got all the glue scraped off. I got some jagged edges here and there, which is just fine. That's what I wanted. I haven't done anything with the inside as of yet. I want to get my outside finished first. My next step is taking the old handy dandy heat gun over the outside. Now I'll get rid of a lot of the rough scraped up surfaces and what have you. Should shrink the foam up, give it a rough look. Okay, that took a couple of minutes, but it looks a lot different now once it's been heat treated with the heat gun. A lot of the obvious scrapes and stuff have shrunken down, giving it a little bit more of a tattered look. Right in here. Now I'm probably going to end up painting this, and then I'll come back with some moss and put some moss here and there on the cracks and crevices and what have you. Haven't done anything with the top as of yet, and I haven't done anything with the inside. And the inside is my next step. Now when I did the outside, I took a razor blade, and slit the glue a little loose from the foam, and then pried it off that way. Inside, I'm probably going to try a different technique. I'm going to try a couple of different techniques to see which works best. I don't want to spend the time. It took me about 5 hours to go around the outside and clean this thing up on the outside. I don't want to blow another 5 hours on the inside. So I'm going to do more of a rush job on the inside. The inside is going to get painted totally black, well, probably a gray. I was thinking of doing the bars in black, but it's going to be a different color from the outside. So, I don't really need to be all that neat. People are not going to see the inside all that much as it is. They're going to be seeing the outside. So I wanted more character on the outside. But anyway, I got to get going on that inside or it's not going to get done. Okay, you guys are getting lucky. Third segment for the day. It is still Tuesday. Made a lot of progress. I got both the inside and the outside of the pit finished. They're cleaned. I've heat treated the inside and I've gone back over heat treated the outside. Made it look more like aged stone on the outside and up on the cap. So not bad. Inside looks a little chunky, and I just did the original heat treatment. I didn't do the water on it, don't plan on it. Now, further steps I need to do with this before she's ready for paint. You notice there's some big seams here. There's some holes in the back. There's a couple of holes, up on the front. I went down last winter and picked up a bunch of caulking, tile and fixture caulking, down at our Habitat for Humanity Restore. They had on sale, I think it was like 99 cents a tube. And I picked up a bucket load of it. I'm going to go back over and I'm going to fill these holes in so it looks more like grout. Both on the top and here and there on the front. I might do the inside too. I've got to do that. I've also, down here on the wood lip, I got to add 4 blocks in here to hold my LED lights, which will be inside of this. And I also have to, somewhere out here, mount a tube, bore a hole through here and insert a tube in there for my fog machine. I'm going to get a little 400 watt fog machine and probably use it along with one of Tyler's and Scuba's boards, and have the fogger hooked up to that, you know, so it shoots out jets of fog every so often. So, but my next step right now is I've got to get the outside, get all the seams cocked, and I'm going to do that a little bit later. I haven't had breakfast yet. It's going on 2:30. I'm going to go in and get brunch, which is a combination of lunch and breakfast, and I have no idea what I'm going to have for lunch. But I'm going to go do that, let this thing set for a while, let my mind meditate on it, and I'll come back out tonight, this evening, get my caulking done on it, and then tomorrow hopefully we start getting some of the base paint on it. Okay, what is this? The 4th segment for today? It's still Tuesday. End of the day, I'm as far as I can go today because it needs to dry finally. I went through and I got all my seams caulked, and yes, I know it looks like a mess currently, but once it's painted, you won't see it, so no big deal right now. It can look like a mess all at once, but I did some splotching. I figured inside the well or ring, they wouldn't have been so neat about doing their caulking, you know, or putting mortar in on the seams, so I wasn't either. The outside, I took a little bit more care on it, you know, going all the way around. Another thing I ended up doing too was, you'll notice I got some blocks of wood here. Those are where the LED floodlights are going to be attached, and don't know if that's showing up. Yeah, we'll swivel it around. I also bore a hole here for my pipe for my fog machine. So I got that done. Next stage of this is actually getting the paint on. The build process on this prop is finished. So tomorrow I'll be getting out here and we'll get started with doing the painting. How long that's going to take, I don't know. I will say this probably won't be done until next week. Just don't have the time. I figure it's going to take me, with drying time, probably a day to get the base coat on, and then a second day to do the detail work on it, and then probably a third and the 4th day to get the LEDs, the wiring mounted, final detail done on it, what have you. So probably first part of next week this will be done, so you'll see it in next week's vlog, the finished version of it, as well as a start. Break my hand here trying to turn the camera around. You'll also see the start of the next prop, which I have materials waiting here, which will be the stocks. So, welcome to the end of the day on Wednesday. Just calling it quits for the day. I wanted to show you that. Got the base coat on it, got some yard work done while it was drying. It came back in. I just got done shooting the black and the green on it to dress it up. And I got the pipes in the center. They're painted as well. Sorry, smoker's hacking. I know, I shouldn't be smoking. It'll stump my sex life, but who cares? I do actually, but never mind. That's a different subject for a different time. Anyway, I had mentioned that this probably wouldn't get finished until next week. I lied. We've got, it just hit 100 degrees here, so it's been nice and warm. The paint is drying quick on here. I'm officially done with the painting. Basically, all I've got left to do on this now is I got those blocks, and there's 4 of them scattered around the bottom. I've got to attach my LEDs in there. I got to run the wiring. That won't take long. What will take a little bit longer is I'm going to do some mossing on the outside of this as well, here and there, to kind of age it up. So, you know, that's going to be the chore for tomorrow, LEDs and moss. So, get that done and this project's done. Not bad. Basically took me Sunday through Thursday, 5 days. 6 days, because I spent a day cutting brick out last week. So a 6-day project. I'm liking that. The builds earlier in the season were averaging 7 weeks long to get a prop done, and I'm enjoying these quickie props. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab my dinner, hop into Haunt Tech tonight, being Wednesday night, and give whole staff a little bit of hell. We'll speak to you a little bit more tomorrow. Hey guys, down here at Costco. It's late Thursday. I've been out running errands all day, so I haven't had too much time to do anything out in the shop, but I did get something done Halloween. When I was in at Costco doing some shopping, came back out and I ended up with a couple of hitchhikers in the car. I got one over there, and then there's one right there. I'm not sure if it's behind me. I can't tell if it's, yeah, there we go. You can see that. Use the mirror. But anyway, I ended up picking up 3 of them today for my hunt. I'll be picking up probably another 2 or 3 over the weekend. I only had so much cash on me. I want to get 5 or 6 new ones for this year to add to my collection I had. So, but anyway, there's your Halloween thing for today. I'm going to also make this the end of my vlog. The fireplace build, or well build, or whatever you want to call it, is pretty much finished. I've got some lighting to add to it and a little bit more detailing, and I'll be doing that hopefully on Monday. So don't think I'm going to have any time once I get home tonight. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Stay spooky out there, and we will see you next week.